Greetings to you watching there. So, did you know that making reading books, great books, a habit in your life can change your life for good? Well, I'd like to share with you a story about a gentleman called Malcolm X. And Malcolm X was one of the greatest civil rights activists who shared the same stage with Dr. Martin Luther King, the late. And well, this was back in the 1960s in America. Malcolm X was born in 1925 in a place called Nebraska, America. And well, in his life, he had a dream to be a learner, to be someone who gets information from every piece of information he can learn on. So when Malcolm X was still schooling, at the age of 19, his teacher told him that, well, pursuing a career of law for a nigger, which was a very offensive word back in the 1960s, was almost useless. It was almost a dream, you know. It was daydreaming. And his teacher kept on telling him this during his education time. So at some point, Malcolm X got very frustrated and decided that he was going to hit the life on the street, which was something popular back then. The life in the street was a thug life, a life about selling drugs, especially for black people in America. And one of the reasons why Malcolm X did this was, first of all, the wrong information that was coming from his teacher, that being successful and pursuing law as a black was a dream. And so when he went to the street, Malcolm X engaged himself in a lot of thuggery, a lot of burglary, and a lot of drug trade. And unfortunately, he didn't succeed to continue with this, as still at the age of 19, he was arrested and imprisoned after a brawl at a nightclub. Well, fast forward, in jail, Malcolm X devoted himself to learning as much as he could. He reached a point whereby he actually wanted to master the whole dictionary. He wanted to master every word in the dictionary, in the English dictionary. And it's actually said that when Malcolm X was in jail, he used to sleep for about 4 hours, and for the rest of the time, he was either in the library or he was in the corridors reading and mastering anything, any little information he could get. In his words, he says that not even 10 security guards would lift him from reading any book. He was actually particularly interested in slavery that really got his attention. But then he also read other things like religion. He read things like the history of the blacks, of the whites, and he also read about colonialism and a variety of things. But then where does this take him? So Malcolm X, after coming out of jail, at some point, he formed his own organization, whereby he told every child that was in that organization, or every student that was in that organization, that they should open up, they should have an open mind to all information. Their mind should be open to any type of information, because they have been wired a certain way. They have been brainwashed to believe in certain negativities, in certain stereotypes. The Negroes by that time had stereotypes that they couldn't do certain things that the white man could do. They couldn't eat certain food that the white man could eat. They couldn't sit on the same vehicle as the white man. Well, unfortunately, as Malcolm X was trying to build his dream, he was assassinated in 1965. But regardless, by the time he died, he had fought and played a very big role in the Civil Acts Rights of 1964, which banned and made it illegal for anyone to segregate another human being based on color, race, religion, or tribe. And so, how does this apply to us as individuals, or to you, an individual out there watching? Well, let us learn from this as a tip that when someone gives you information. It could be negative information, it could be positive information, it could be advice. We are always getting information either from the news, from the television, or from the radio, or from social media, which is popular nowadays. But, well, this information affects us in various ways. Sometimes you could be depressed when you read this information, sometimes you could be swayed to make a wrong decision. And how we learned from Malcolm X's situation is that when he went on to read the encyclopedias, when he went on to read the books of history, actually someone stated that Malcolm X taught himself law. He taught himself the book of law. And so, I urge you out there that in every decision you make reading a part of it. Make sure that when you are making a decision, it's not an emotional decision, because the goal of the media, the goal of so many things is to make you act on your emotions, because when you're acting on your emotions, it's very hard to think rationally. Yes, but when you read and learn about a topic in depth, it's very hard for someone to come and influence you the wrong way. Reason being is that you are very informed in this, in that field. So it's very hard for someone to sway you the other way. A great man, Otto von Bismarck, a German general and a German leader, said that fools learn by experience, but I choose to learn from the experience of my elders. Well, I urge you once again to make reading and getting information from any source that you can find a habit of your daily life. Thank you. I am Paul Sseddugge, financial advisor, a musician by passion, and also a speaker here at the Secret Initiative.